We are nearly 10 seasons into Fortnite Battle Royale at this point, and in that time a lot of crazy stuff has happened. We've seen controllable missiles added in, we've seen pumpkin launchers and jetpacks and just about everything else in between. We've seen a full-on rocket launch, a mysterious purple cube, a marshmallow concert, a volcano eruption, a massive blizzard, and we're just about to witness a massive monster attack the island as well. I think it is safe to say that the Fortnite team in Epic Games have done just about everything and anything that you possibly could within just one world, let alone on just one island. And with that said, at some point, probably sooner rather than later, Epic Games is going to reach the end game, if you will, in which Fortnite has just run its course and the island as we know it has just kind of run out of excitement. And it's at that time when Fortnite 2 could very well come to fruition. There is no denying that simply the name Fortnite is going to bring traction to anything and everything that it is associated with. So while Fortnite is still topping the charts consistently, it really is in Epic Games' best interest to invest into a Fortnite 2. So today we're diving into the future and taking a look at when Fortnite 2 could be coming and why it's probably a lot sooner than you might think. What's up guys, and welcome back to the Simply Fortnite channel, and as always, thanks for stopping by. If you are new here, feel free to subscribe with your post notifications turned on, and of course if you do enjoy the video, don't forget to drop a like rating on it, as it would be much appreciated. And now without further ado, let's jump back into the world of Fortnite and take a look at Fortnite 2 and everything there is to know about when it's coming and what it could be like when it does come out. Now first and foremost, we gotta start with one massive fact. Fortnite 2 is not out yet. No matter how many eBay listings or Craigslist ads you see saying, get Fortnite 2 right now, it's not real. It's just simply not legitimate. It really is as simple as that. Fortnite 2 is not real. Yet. Keyword, yet. Without a doubt, Fortnite 2 would be a huge attraction to a ton of players for a handful of reasons, all of which we'll be discussing here today. One of those largest reasons, in fact, is going to be the storyline. Fortnite's storyline is, well, interesting to say the least. Basically, to sum it all up briefly, back in Season 3, the meteor appeared, then it came crashing down at the start of Season 4. The meteor brought forth a mysterious pod, which much later in Season 4 was opened to reveal the Blockbuster skin, who would then go on to launch the rocket in our first ever one-time event. That rocket would nearly destroy Tilted Towers and probably the entire island if it weren't for some mysterious rifts in the sky. However, this rift in the sky also brought some trouble back to the island, as later on in Season 5, the cube would spawn in because of the lightning that emerged from the rift. The cube, who we ended up naming Kevin, would then tumble across the map and eventually jump right into Loot Lake, creating the floating cube islands. That island then combusted, sparking the butterfly event, and then out of nowhere an iceberg crashed into the island, bringing with it the Ice King and a prisoner. The prisoner turned out to be the Fire King, who summoned the volcano via an earthquake, and that volcano then erupted and destroyed Retail Row and Tilted Towers, and it also damaged Polar Peak, or at least so we thought. It did definitely damage the iceberg, but that wasn't all it did. It also ended up waking up the giant monster that was sleeping inside of the iceberg, and that monster has just recently broken free and is now plotting an attack on the Fortnite Islands. So all of that brings us up to current day, and all of that in and of itself is one heck of a story. Not all of it makes sense, but hey, not all of it has to. This is Fortnite after all, where sometimes a shotgun hits for 12 and other times it hits for 200. Nothing has to make sense, and that is really what is so great about the game. It doesn't need to be taken so seriously. But with that said, there is going to come a time and place when the storyline has to end, and as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. But when one door closes, another door opens, and that door that opens when this Fortnite storyline comes to an end probably leads to Fortnite 2. But how soon is that door going to close, and how soon is the other one going to open? Well, a lot of people are saying at the end of Season 10. As we know it right now, the Fortnite Island is on the verge of having one, possibly two giant beasts roam the map. One being the Polar Peak Caddis monster, which we know is gargantuan in size and hungry, according to Donald Mustard, and the other potentially a giant robot currently being built underneath the hatch at the pressure plant. Now, if these two massive beings fight it out on the islands, at the end of the season, there's no doubt that there will be a ton of destruction. Trees, houses, and buildings will be crushed by mere footsteps alone. Buildings will topple over if one of these creatures hits it. Chaos is essentially imminent and inevitable. And with that, there is a very good chance that Season 10 will be a season of destruction upon launch that ultimately leads to the rebuilding of quite a few areas. Essentially, this season could be a new beginning for the island, but also a peaceful ending at the same time. Now, I know that sounds weird, but let me explain. If we see the island in shambles after the Caddis event, rebuilding the island back to a normal state could essentially be the happy ending for this storyline, and also a perfect opportunity to launch a new story through Fortnite 2. The way I see it, the only way Epic Games can bring a new story into Fortnite is by adding a new map. But adding a new map is something that a lot of players do not want to see in Fortnite right now, so that is where Fortnite 2 could come into play. Fortnite 2 would also likely be free to play, since that's kind of just where gaming is headed in general, in all honesty. And also, Fortnite 2 could introduce a new universe and a new map alongside a brand new storyline. And then players could jump back and forth between Fortnite 1 and Fortnite 2 as they please, depending on which map they wanted to play on. Now, I know some people might see this and say there is no way Fortnite 2 is going to come out after Season 10, because Fortnite 1 is technically still in early access, which, I mean, is completely right. Fortnite is still listed as an early access game. Literally, every single time you launch the game on the main menu loading screen, there's that little yellow bar that says early access. But there is actually a reason behind that. By being an early access game, Fortnite and Epic Games are actually allowed to update the game every single week and add in new updates and patches consistently without any kind of intervention from a third party. However, if the game were to launch officially and release as a quote-unquote regular game, there are actually some rules and regulations in place to prevent a certain amount of updates going live within a certain amount of time, or something along those lines. Essentially, the best way for Epic Games to give us as much content as possible within Fortnite is to keep Fortnite as an early access game. So with that said, although Fortnite is not a full officially released game yet, Fortnite 2 does not necessarily have to wait for that time to come. Another reason a lot of people are thinking Fortnite 2 is actually a lot closer on the horizon than we may think is because Epic Games is a smart business. Clearly, almost $3 billion in revenue in 2018 does not just happen on accidents. And any good business knows not to put all of your eggs in one basket, even if that basket is worth $2.5+ billion. That said, Fortnite 2 could be yet another huge moneymaker for Epic Games, as it could introduce various new skins and other new items and other seasonal and themed cosmetics for players to engage with. And, well, as far as the creation of Fortnite 2 goes, Epic Games has plenty of funds to make the game as abstract and as wild as you could possibly imagine. Oddly enough, while many Epic Games developers have actually been asked about the idea of Fortnite 2 directly, none of them have confirmed or even directly denied the existence of it, and all of them seem to kind of just beat around the bush when confronted about the situation. Which, I mean, in this industry, not giving a direct yes or no answer is always going to lead to a tinfoil hat army speculating about what it is you are up to. So with all the secrecy currently surrounding Fortnite 2, I would say chances are somewhere out there right now a brand new island is being developed as we speak, and sooner rather than later it'll be revealed into the world. Whether or not Fortnite 2 will be coming in just a few months or maybe even a year, as of right now we're just not sure, but there is no denying that inside of the Epic Games headquarters, Donald Mustard has been talking about the idea of another Fortnite game with a new island and with a brand new storyline. And seeing as that game honestly has the chance to be just as big, if not even bigger than Fortnite 1, I for one definitely think that it's happening. But as I said in the intro, as of right now, Fortnite 2 is not real. So if you do happen to stumble across an eBay ad or a Craigslist listing or even any YouTube videos saying I'm playing Fortnite 2, chances are it's not actually real and it's just a big troll. But with that being said though, that is effectively going to wrap things up for today's video. Definitely drop us a comment down below letting us know when you think Fortnite 2 is actually going to release. Do you think it will in fact be after Season 10 like we speculate in this video, or will it be further on down the road, maybe in 2020? Let us know your thoughts down below. Of course, if you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop a like on it, give it a big old thumbs up as it would be much appreciated and it does really help out the channel. And of course, if you are brand new here to the Simply Fortnite channel, feel free to subscribe with your post notifications turned on, that way you'll always know when a new video goes live. As always, by joining the notification squad, every single time we post a new video here on the channel, YouTube will actually send you a message letting you know we've gone live. That way you can be the first person to watch, like, and comment on each and every new upload. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you guys on the battle bus. Peace out.